everyone, and welcome back to another Supernatural review, and the review is season 2 episode 11, Playthings. I am also eating. This expires in like 4 days, so it's good I'm eating this now, but I'm also hungry. If you're new here, I'm doing like a recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into this one. So this is one of the ones that I like remember. Like I think this is one of the ones that like you remember, but you don't like really like rewatch it a lot. And I'm sure I've like rewatched this one at least once, maybe twice, but it's one of the ones that like you remember it, but like it's not like one that you like seek out to rewatch. I have to mention that the woman that's in this is Stefan and Damon's mother in the Vampire Diaries. This is also like one of the more darker episodes of Supernatural, where it's like horror and scary, and even I feel like when I was watching it I was like the coloring of it is like darker. I think I said before like a lot of the scarier episodes like I haven't really rewatched, but so this is like kind of following along the lines of like more the horror of the week, like scarier episodes, but it like you remember this episode and there's like I don't know, there's something different about it, I guess. I think the writers wanted to do something with like creepy dolls, but I feel like creepy dolls have been done so often that they wanted to do something that hasn't been done before. In the end, like it wasn't totally like unique, and I feel like if they wanted to go down the doll route, they could have gone down that more. So I don't really know why they wrote it this way, but in the end it was like a ghost, it was a spirit. And it's crazy too because I was watching and I was like, isn't it like that like imaginary, like isn't it like that's not real? But then I was like, they make it with like the writing and the acting like, oh yeah, like the mom's like, oh yeah, your imaginary friend. So you don't like realize until she like says something at the end, like well not the end but the middle, like imaginary friend, because like it's hard as like a viewer, like especially if it's your first time watching it, you would be like, you would think that's like another one of her sister, like, you know. I think this episode was just like a little bit darker too. I mean, I said that already, but yeah, we were dealing with a ghost and we were dealing with a spirit. I feel like we haven't dealt with like a kid ghost yet, so I think it was unique in that way where it's like this, obviously like that's the thing is like when someone dies, their ghost and their spirit is in that age, like it's that person. Like some people say like when you're going out, like if you die, like that's your ghost outfit. So like it's kind of that kind of thing, like you gotta, I don't know, but she died as like a kid, and so she kind of sticked around with the grandma, but then when the grandma was getting sick, she stuck around, she started with the little girl. So that's because she didn't want to leave that inn or whatever that place was. In the whole scene where she's like, she wants to then kill her so that she's like with her, is kind of crazy with like the pool. And it's actually like so scary, and like Sam's trying to break down stuff, Dean's trying to break down stuff, so it's actually like very scary. Interesting about this episode, this dark episode compared to other dark episodes, this episode had like a lot of humor to it. Like there was a lot of jokes throughout. There's a whole scene where like Sam getting drunk, and I know they were like fighting about like everything that like the dad said. I said the dad, their dad, who cares? But in the end, like I feel like the scene with him getting done was just to add more to the humor. And so I wonder if they were like, this episode's so dark, like we need to add more humor, and so they did that on purpose. So in a way, I feel like that's why this episode, it has something a little bit special to it, because it like was able to have like a lot of horror and like scariness around it, but it had those elements of humor to like make it just like feel well-rounded. So I think maybe that's why it's special. This episode did kind of have saving the girl element. I know they were saving like a little girl, so like it's more about like the mom, about like having to save her, and then like, oh, the love interest, and like at the end like Dee makes this joke about like, you know, you could have gotten a male. But so in that way it feels like saving a girl, even though technically they were saving a little girl, but just like the way that it went with like her mom. Anyway, those are my thoughts and feelings about the episode, and I think like in the end like it is a good episode. Probably wouldn't like necessarily show this to like someone to try to get them into Supernatural, but in the end like it's better than like the episode we saw before, and just elements of that. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.